Level 1. The Minerval. The Recruit. Age 19, Bavaria, 1778. You are 19 years old, and you owe a dead man's debt. Your father borrowed money from a merchant he never repaid. That merchant is now knocking on your door every Tuesday. You are a theology student with holes in your boots and a stomach that hasn't been full in 3 days. You don't sleep anymore. You just wait for Tuesday. Then a professor approaches you after class. He doesn't offer you money. He offers you something more dangerous: belonging. He tells you there is an order, ancient, invisible. He tells you that men of real intellect are chosen, not born into wealth. That the system you live under, the church, the monarchy, the aristocracy, is a cage, and that some men have found the door. You don't ask enough questions. You should have. 3 nights later, you are led blindfolded through a stone corridor. The blindfold smells of someone else's sweat. Your hands are bound in front of you. You hear the low murmur of voices, the drip of water somewhere in the dark, and the slow hiss of a torch being lit. They remove the blindfold. 7 men stand in a semicircle before you. Their faces are partially obscured. At the center is a man whose eyes look like they have never once doubted a decision in his life. He speaks. You are nothing yet, but you are standing at the threshold of everything. You press a blade into your own palm. You let 3 drops fall onto a parchment that contains your name, your family's names, and a list of sins they said you would commit if you ever betrayed what happens in this room. You sign it. You are now a Minerval, the lowest rank of the Illuminati. You don't know what that means yet, but the debt disappears by Friday. Level 2. The Illuminatus Minor. The Watcher. Age 21. 2 years pass. You have been watching. That is your only real job. Watch your classmates. Watch your professors. Write reports. Submit them to a man you only know by a Roman name. Yours is Cato. You have never learned his real one. They call this observation. You begin to understand it is surveillance. You report on a fellow student who has been reading pamphlets about the French court. You report on a priest who drinks too much and says too much. You don't feel guilt yet. You feel useful. That is more dangerous. In return, you receive a small stipend, a locked book of philosophy you are told no church will ever allow to exist, and access to the second tier of the order's teachings, the Illuminatus Minor degree. The ceremony is brief. No candles this time. Just a small room, a man handing you a sealed letter, and a warning delivered with the warmth of a gravestone. The order sees everything you see. It also sees you. You laugh nervously. He doesn't. Level 3. The Illuminatus Major. The Believer, age 24. By now, you believe. Not in God. You stop believing in God somewhere around your second report. You believe in the order. You believe in what the founder, Adam Weishaupt, calls the Great Project, the dismantling of superstition, monarchy, and religious tyranny, the replacement of ignorance with reason. It sounds beautiful. They designed it to sound beautiful. You are now coordinating a network of 12 Minervals across 3 universities. You know none of their real names. You train them, observe them, test them. You write reports on your own recruits and send them upward to men whose faces you have still never seen clearly. You notice something at this level. The ideology starts to feel thinner, like a coat of paint over something older and colder underneath. You ask your handler once, just once, what the order truly wants beyond the philosophy. He looks at you for a long moment. Power, he says, is not a corruption of the mission. It is the mission. You don't sleep well that night, but by morning, you have talked yourself back into faith. You are very good at that. Level 4. The Scotch Novice. The compromised age, 28. You are comfortable now. That is the first warning sign you ignore. You have a proper apartment, a salary, a position at a minor court where you feed information about the Duke's financial decisions back to the Order, which uses it to move money in ways you are not permitted to understand. You have also, twice now, destroyed a man's reputation at the Order's request. The first time, you told yourself it was for the greater good. The man was corrupt, a church official who took bribes and beat servants. Easy to justify. The second time, the man was guilty of nothing except asking the wrong questions to the wrong person. You wrote the report anyway. You told yourself you had no choice. That is the sentence that will define the rest of your life. I had no choice. You begin to notice exits. Not because you want to leave, you're not that brave yet, but because you want to know they exist. They don't. Or if they do, they are not the kind you survive. Level 5. The Illuminatus Dirigens. The Architect. Age 33. You are now building the machine, not just running inside it. You oversee an entire regional chapter, 40 men below you. You know 3 of their real names. You have learned to find comfort in the ambiguity. What you don't know cannot implicate you. Your life from the outside looks extraordinary. Fine clothes, invitations to aristocratic dinners, a letter of recommendation that opens every door in Bavaria. Inside, you are exhausted in a way sleep cannot fix. Every conversation is a performance. Every friendship is a transaction. You have not had an unguarded moment in 5 years. You catch yourself cataloging the exits of every room you enter. You monitor your own words before they leave your mouth. You are becoming exactly what the Order trained you to become. A man who trusts no one, suspects everyone, and performs loyalty with the precision of a stage actor. The only difference between you and a prisoner is the quality of your cell. Level 6. The Prince. The Hollow Man. Age 38. They elevate you in a ceremony that takes place in a room you have never been allowed to enter before. The walls are covered in symbols whose meaning you are only now beginning to understand. Men around you wear white. A voice reads a Latin passage you recognize as a funeral rite. You realize, slowly, that the ceremony is not a celebration. It is a burial. The man you were at 19, the desperate student with holes in his boots, is being formally interred. What replaces him has no name the outside world will ever know. At this level, you finally see the full architecture. The Illuminati does not simply recruit thinkers. It recruits into governments, courts, and financial institutions. It places its men in positions where a single whispered word can redirect policy, collapse a merchant's fortune, or elevate a puppet into a position of power. You have spent 19 years believing you were building a better world. You are now certain you have been building an empire for men you will never fully see. And the worst part, the part that keeps you awake until 3 in the morning, is that you are good at it, and you have nowhere left to go. Level 7. The Regent. The Paranoid King. Age 45. You are near the apex now. 3 men stand above you in the hierarchy. You know one of them is afraid of you. You know another one is planning something. You do not know which of your own subordinates is currently filing reports on you. So you file reports on all of them. First, you have not seen your brother in 6 years. Your mother died last winter, and you sent a letter you are not sure she received. You have a woman who visits on Thursdays. She does not know your real name. This is your life, and you built it brick by brick with your own hands. The order is beginning to fracture. In 1784, a courier is struck by lightning and found carrying Illuminati documents. The Bavarian government begins a crackdown. Your handler tells you it is contained. You know it is not. You begin burning papers, then letters, then faces. You cut portraits from your correspondence and feed them to candles. You rehearse conversations you will never have, with interrogators who have not come yet. The paranoia is indistinguishable from clarity at this point. You are not wrong to be afraid. You are only wrong about who you should fear most. Level 8. The Areopagite. The Reckoning. Age 49. They come for you on a Wednesday, not Tuesday, not a dramatic midnight raid. A Wednesday, in the gray light of an ordinary morning. 2 men, calm, polite. One holds a document bearing a government seal. The other holds nothing, which is more frightening. You are not arrested. You are summoned. There is a difference, but only technically. In the weeks that follow, the order dissolves, officially. Weishaupt flees into exile. The documents go public. Names are named. Some of the names are yours. But you are not imprisoned. You are something worse. You are managed. The men above you, the ones you never fully saw, they make arrangements. You are relocated, given a new name, a modest life in a city where no one knows what you were. You sit in a small room. You think about the merchant who came every Tuesday. You think about a blindfold that smelled like someone else's sweat. You think about a boy who signed his name in blood because he was hungry and afraid and wanted to believe that someone, somewhere, had found the door out of the cage. He had. He just didn't realize the door opened inward. You were never free. You were just given a longer chain.